store it. No, I don't want to store it to the PC. And जो हमारा input है, I have bypassed this EQ. आप देख सकते हैं जो हमारा EQ था, it was plus 8 dB. The Q was 0.9. I've chosen 0.7, but okay, it's not too different. जो हमारा thickness, or I don't know how to explain the Q on high shelving filter, but it's not very different. But let's just go back to measurement and see what is my measurement and what is my phase like. So you guys can see if I response I disable. You guys can see that I had used my, and this was the original one. The blue one is the original without any EQ. The phase, in spite of adding an EQ with a target curve, the phase response remains the same. But the magnitude is what we pretty much wanted to get. We got the same thing. मतलब आपने high shelving EQ, you applied it in the impulse response domain, and you got, this was the response. What you get, the pinky curve that you see right now. ये जो है हमें ये curve मिला, and the variation was that the phase changed from there, and then you could have a target response from your FIR wizard, and with the same phase response get the same magnitude. Is this part clear? So as you can see, जो ये EQ है high shelving का, उसकी वजह से हमें एक phase difference हमें मिला, और इसकी वजह से इसका नाम लोग बोलते हैं उसको minimum phase. They're called minimum phase EQs because it's introducing some amount of minimum phase variation in your measurement. Is everyone clear with this, with what we've done so far?
Yeah, just one question there was the 5 millisecond window size equal to the maximum amount of delay applied due to linearization of phase.
Okay, what's the question?
Was I guess that was about the latency.
I think,
Yes.
Karan, in your settings, now there was a setting where it was mentioned window size.
Yes,
so there you
the first one.
5 milliseconds, and then again in the time delay you have mentioned 5 milliseconds. So are those related?
No, they are not. 5 milliseconds initially is the time window, and
Okay.
if we go into FIR filters, I could explain about that's the. Okay, I'll explain it when I do my PowerPoint and show you what is the kind of windowing in terms of the measurement that we're doing.
Okay.
So-
And is the 5 millisecond that is put in the time window leading to the signal being delayed by around 5-6 milliseconds?
No,
No, no.
the
fine.
latency is a function of number of taps
Taps,
and
right.
sampling rate.
Okay.
ये जो हमारा latency है वो function है taps का and sampling rate. You guys want to just talk about something? I'm just coming back in. I'm just going to use the washroom and come back in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so just talk about something. I'll just be back. Just sorry, not gone since 3 hours. So hold on. Sorry about that.
We can take some questions if anyone has any. Nitesh, you want to talk about something?
I was just thinking of some questions to ask myself.
Okay, so some people were asking about what are the other FIR designers or what you can do. So you can create FIRs in third-party applications, like one is called FIR Designer, one is Reface. Then as you can see in this Marani, there is this FIR wizard. So there are many different applications. Some are paid, some are free, and some DSPs come with their own application. So yeah, explain in Hindi again. Should it not show different time delay time in Smart after adding the FIR filter? Yes, I think it has shown because initially अगर आप देखो तो स्मार्ट में जो FIR फिल्टर डालने से पहले डिले टाइम जो था वो 14 मिली सेकेंड्स था और जब FIR फिल्टर डाला है तभी वो 20 पे शिफ्ट हुआ है.
I think the delay tracking was on that, right?
Yeah, the delay tracking was on. So,
Yeah. So
around 6 मिली सेकेंड का डिले ऐड हो गया सडन से. Explain in
and
Hindi again.
coming back to that, since you're adding that much more delay, like should you keep some kind of limit?
Would be a delay being added?
Yeah.
I think it basically depends on how low in the frequency range you want to go.
Okay.
And again, then there are something like warped FIR filters where, you know, even if you go much down in frequency, the delay doesn't change. So that is also there.
Oh, okay.
Limit, I think we shouldn't go for anything more than 6 to 10 milliseconds because then again, it will affect the kind of start affecting the way we
Correct.
perceive things. And then while in terms of time alignment, जब करना है तो वो the time बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. And especially if you are mixing two systems, one is on FIR and if the other is on not on FIR, then will be
Then
a pain
you'll have a
to
major. True. One second, Karan, sorry, you're muted.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yep.
I think the thumb rule Adamson uses is pretty good that they restricted themselves to 5 milliseconds and that is kind of fine, tolerable in when you have between 5 to 10 and not exceeding that kind of. I mean out here you can see that, and I'll show you a way to kind of bypass this entire thing. That so if I just let's close this, and even if I just bypass my input FIR, you can see that the latency, which is 20.5, जो हमारा latency जो है अब time of path is coming to 20.75 millisecond. So my latency is dropped by almost 6 milliseconds, and it's pretty much around that time that I targeted that I wanted to be around 5 milliseconds. So every time, and then now if I move it back to just the regular filters, the latency would drop further. So I've used FIR for my crossover between the HF and the mid, and I've used FIR for my linearization also. So one of the things that we can do, which I'm going to show you guys later, I could even, for example, let me kind of bypass this. So the first one and second one, input one is my HF, and I'll move it back to the infinite impulse response and get maybe 24 dB an octave, Linkwitz Rally, what we had said earlier. And channel 2 is again IIR, and it's again 24 dB an octave. Oh, what did I do? Sorry, it's on the high. Hold on. Yeah, it's already set. Cool. तो यहाँ आप देख सकते हैं कि मैंने क्रॉसओवर में FIR निकाल दिया, और अगर मैं इसको अभी वापस दोबारा देखूं, इसका आप सॉरी आई डिडंट कैप्चर इट, बट आप देख सकते हो इसका लेटेंसी जो है अभी जो 20 मिलीसेकंड था, 2 FIR के ब्लॉक्स हमने निकाल दिया, एंड दिस थिंग इज ड्रॉप टू 7.71. बट one of the things that we could do directly, instead of consuming too much time on this, we could इसको हम डायरेक्ट इसको यही रिस्पॉन्स को FIR अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. So even though there's a 360 degree phase shift, we don't need to use FIR in both the application. We can just use FIR in one on the input side. So let's just quickly capture it and जो मैंने IR का ट्रांसफॉर्म है, I could copy to ASCII and move back here. I could what is the name of the file? I can just set, okay, coherence. Let me just replace all the values and sorry, I don't want rephase. तो हम wizard में जाके ये नए file को देख सकते हैं, which is, I hope everyone, the yellow trace, we are having a 360-degree phase shift, and I've left time windowing on. This is why it looks so smooth. But anyways, let's not waste too much time on all these things now. So this is my window length. You can use the default. Those जो भी पूछ रहा है कि यहाँ window length क्या रखना है, I could set it to a higher value, and then it would still, my latency would be based on the latency. The windowing length is basically capturing what all frequencies are in that window. And since we are not considering too many low frequencies, we don't need to take a large window. It's in a nutshell, I can just explain it that way. And I want to make sure my target EQ is not this, so I'm going to bypass this. So back to 0. ये मेरा target EQ मेरे को high shelving नहीं चाहिए. And magnitude phase 1024, it's just, okay, fine. Let's just keep it the same. 5 milliseconds to 20,000. Magnitude and phase and 1/24 minus 2. And I will calculate the FIR and store the FIR. And it's right now bypass, so pretty much same response that you're getting, and let's not bypass it. So आप देख सकते हैं कि I've managed to, we are eliminating the entire phase shift by just using the input FR and getting a very linear magnitude response. We're not getting too much, and for those who would agree, we are cutting more than we are putting. We are at the most adding some gain to 1.4 kilohertz. हमने ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा gain 1.4 को दिया है, पर बाकी जगह पे आप पूरे original response जिसको EQ नहीं किया था, सिर्फ crossover दिया था, हमने actually सिर्फ cut किया है. So there's no मेजर रिस्क हमारे पास. हमने इसके लिए हमने वो 0 लेवल को 2 डेसिबल से कम किया. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट यू सेट द करेक्ट 0 लेवल, बिकॉज आपको अकूस्टिक कैंसिलेशन के पॉइंट्स को बूस्ट ज्यादा करना नहीं है. सो यू वांट टू ट्राई एंड कट द फ्रीक्वेंसी रादर देन गिविंग सम गेन टू सम सर्टेन फ्रीक्वेंसीज. सो जस्ट रिमेंबर यू नो व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, एंड यू नो पहले हमारा लेटेंसी 20 मिलीसेकंड था और अभी हमने उसको 7 मिलीसेकंड कर दिया है. So is this part clear? And then we can move on to measuring a box which has a crossover built in.
A few questions.
Yes.
So there's a question. A lot of softwares talk about averaging the response before linearizing the phrase, and we are doing it with just a single measurement. So the question is it okay, or what is the recommended procedure?
You average it. So for example, you need to kind of give third-party software, like you see Rephase, right? This is the original trace, and then in Rephase, there's something known as, you got to tell the filter that I got to linearize my filter because you're using a crossover inside. If you're not using a crossover, it's a different thing. But how linearization works, you can go on the help of Rephase, or Rephase के website पे आप देख सकते हैं. It's a free version. I've given in my link to download it. Please play around with it. It's a brilliant tool. अगर हो सके उनको please कुछ पैसे भी donate करना, वो हमेशा ये बहुत से helpful. It's much better than the previous version, and it's something that's free. And if you guys want to see quickly, there is something known as FR Designer by Eclipse Audio, I think. Yeah. तो इसमें FIR designer में this is from a live smart measurement. You can आपके smart के live measurement से आप ये पूरा capture करके आपको FIR coefficient दे सकता है, and within a few minutes. It's nothing big, and it's faster than FIR, but then you have to pay, I think, $599 or $699.
Oh, it's
And-
very costly.
Yeah, it's costly,
Super costly, yeah.
but it makes your job now. If I'm going to be going what linearization is actually doing is it's kind of telling them that there is a crossover at this point, or इस पे expect करना कि there is going to be a phase shift, and at that point is going to try and it's this whole convolving algorithm that it has, that convolving around the crossover frequency, something like an FIR designer does automatically. Rephase would need to be told. So if I'm say about, I know I've used Linguist Rally 24 dB and Octave, and my crossover frequency is say 2500. It's going to tell this point that this yellow line, ये जो है, ये हमारा crossover frequency है. And and then again you can go to your. So again, when you're doing something like rephase, what you need to make sure is that you do the gain before the phase, because what happens is जब भी आप gain को बदली करेंगे, for example, I have this frequency which is 2406, so I could enter the frequency as 2406, and Q is not that big, and I could, the Q is too distinct, so maybe I need to make it like Q is 8, and make it somewhere around the 0 line. And आप देख सकते हैं कि जैसे ही मैं change करता हूँ, you're getting up, and if I say reduce this to which is 6049, I'm just going to do 2-3 frequencies. I'm not going to waste too much time because it's again going to take 5-10 minutes unnecessary, and maybe the Q is 4, and probably a last would be 3502 maybe, and Q is maybe again 4. I could reduce this probably by this amount, and again I have this bump 2361, which is a high Q. It's almost like a notch that I need to apply. 2361, and maybe 8 or maybe 10 for that matter, and kind of make it a nice this thing. And then you can go to your phase and bring your phase back to, let's say this is 6373, and very wide Q, maybe 0.5, as I need to lift the phase of everything. And this is, you could actually make the range plus minus 180 and increase it further, and keep increasing the phase, basically 2394. And just keeping, so basically this is what you're doing with the phase response. I don't want to spend too much time just making this whole thing right now, but so your taps is 1024. जैसे कि मैंने देखा, हमने input में हमारे taps 1024 है, और उसकी वजह से हमारा FFT length immediate calculate हो जाएगा. Windowing, again, it's not too critical. Don't get into too much complication. हम लोग को mathematician नहीं बनना है. हमारा sampling rate, we keep it at 48 kilohertz. We can generate 48 and 96, and we can just generate this, and so it's going to tell you, यहाँ आपको आएगा delay कि ये 10 millisecond से आपका delay आपको experience करना पड़ेगा. इसकी वजह से जो हमारे पास पुराना, if you double the sampling rate, for example, it's going to make it half. So if I generate, it should give you somewhere, yeah, it should give you 5 milliseconds as a delay if my sampling rate is higher. So I'm just going to keep it at 48 for now, and it's going to give you 10, and it's got impulse response is the name I set for it, right? What is the name? Yeah, file name is impulse, and I could go back, and यहाँ आप देख सकते हैं कि FIR import है. You can use an external FIR file. You can load it, and where's my desktop? Is here. and impulse, and it won't be as good because I'm not, मैंने यहाँ अभी काफी कुछ टाइम नहीं देखा है. आप देख सकते हैं कि ये मैग्नीट्यूड जो हमने 3-4 EQ सेट किए, यहाँ आपको मैग्नीट्यूड आ रहा है, and I can store this to my device with a third party software, and again do a measurement where smart is here. It won't be as good as this, but we could still compare it to the original. And which is without the, yeah. So you can see that it's corrected the magnitude. I've done too much of notching out here, and I've done it really quickly. And you can see the phase which was previously changing at, where was this? Yeah, out here is got now been made linear, but we've not reduced the phase of the lower frequencies and not increased the phase of the frequencies in this region. So which is why this phase shift that you're seeing is still there, because even in rephase we still had the phase shift. We didn't get rid of it. जो हमारा rephase का phase shift था, we didn't get rid of it, and you can do it. It's not rocket science, but I don't want to complicate too much. I just wanted to show you guys something in terms of थर्ड पार्टी सॉफ्टवेयर से कैसे इंपोर्ट करते हैं. तो जरूरी नहीं है कि ओके मरानी हैज इट, बट आपके पास अगर आई नो मे बी 6 या 7 मैन्युफैक्चरर है जो FR फिल्टर्स यूज करते हैं, व्हिच इज वन इज XTA, वन इज लेक जो है वो अलाउ करता है, रेन डज इट, BSS डज इट, मरानी डज इट. आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट मेनी अदर मैन्युफैक्चरर्स डू इट. बहुत से मैन्युफैक्चरर्स नहीं करते. एक anyways we don't want to talk about too many manufacturers, but अगर आपके मैन्युफैक्चरर में इनबिल्ट सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं है जो मेजर करे, या तो आप FR डिजाइनर यूज कर सकते हो, FR कैप्चर यूज कर सकते हो, FR फिल्टर हॉर्स यूज कर सकते हो, रीफेज यूज कर सकते हो. रीफेज टोटली फ्री है, और सभी सॉफ्टवेयर टेक्स्ट फाइल में इंपोर्ट कर सकती है. तो आप इसको पूरा फेज को लीनियराइज करके, मैग्नीट्यूड को लीनियराइज करके, एकदम जैसे कि हमने देखा यहाँ पे रिस्पांस में काफी लीनियर रिस्पांस हमको यहाँ मिल रहा है. लेट मी जस्ट हाइड दिस. या तो हमको ये काफी लीनियर रिस्पांस मिल रहा है. एंड जस्ट बिफोर आई गेट इनटू एडवांटेजेस, डिसएडवांटेजेस एंड क्वेश्चंस, आई वांट टू क्विकली एक बार मैं इनबिल्ट जिसके अंदर पैसिव क्रॉसओवर बिल्ट इन है, ये हमने देखा कि हम लाइन एरे को कैसे कर सकते हैं. And you can change the EQ and tonality how you guys want it. And I want to quickly show you on a box with a built-in crossover. जैसे कि बहुत से लोग passive box use करते हैं जिसके अंदर crossover built-in है. तो मैंने भी अपना एक छोटा सा घर का speaker use किया है जिसमें हमारा passive crossover built-in है अंदर. तो उसको मैं जल्दी connect करना चाहूँगा. So I'll just be back in 2 minutes. You guys, Rajesh and Nitesh, if you want to take some questions or talk about something, feel free to do so or share your screen. I'll just take 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Nitesh, go ahead.
Nothing. Do you want to take this question here? How?
I think we'll take that out during the discussion.
Listen. Okay.
And then the second question, like, so if I have stereo signal being fed into 4 speakers and a stereo sub, is it okay to linearize phase to avoid adding latency by adding it to the input? I do not get the question exactly, लेकिन अगर आपके सवाल का ये मतलब है कि अगर 2 sources है तो क्या मैं, अगर मुझे टाइम अलाइन करना है तो क्या मैं ये यूज कर सकता हूँ? I think इसके लिए a more better tool is using all pass filters, to be very frank. So if time aligning is what you are talking about, that's what I get. What does that question mean, Nitesh?
I don't know. I hope Sajak can.
Yes. सर जी, आप अगर ये हम लोग को सही समझ नहीं आया तो आप वापस एक बार लिख दो कुछ तो. Add FIR filters to the input.
In this case, he was adding it to the input only, right?
Yeah, I was adding it to the input. So like I said, both have its pros and cons. As you add, Adamson does it by adding it on the output because they want to maintain very steep filters on the, they don't use the input at all. आप output में जैसे हमने magnitude और phase दोनों किया है, आप is my screen visible, Nitish?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I think
Karan,
I
do
think
you
I
want
have.
to take this question? Like,
Yeah, I think he was asking that if you're, since you're having the outputs are connected to both the tops as well as the sub, and if you're linearizing the phase rather than linearizing on the output channel, sorry, as in putting the FIR on the output channel, would it be better to put it on the input channel so that your phase would be, the latency rather, would be equal between
in
the
all
tops
the
and all the
outputs.
outputs, basically. That's what
great.
I hope that was the answer to it. And if
No,
so, yes.
so
I think Karan
what
can
happens?
answer that better. Yeah.
So what happens is that anything you do on the input is affecting all the outputs to which the input is connected, right? So
Exactly, yeah.
you have to take a decision that what is it that you are achieving out of the input on the, that's why the input has a lot more taps and the output has a lot lesser taps, because it's assuming the output is always going to be cut off at some frequency and there's going to be a limited amount of frequency that it's going to be looking at. So that's why output has 512 taps and the input has this, 1024. Now, if it is your coverage that, now for example, if I'm using a two-way box, which is what I'm going to be demoing right now with a passive crossover, I would just use the input because I'm not going to be using too much on the output side at all because it's already got its own crossover built in or something. But if it's something like an Adamson S10 line array where I want to make sure directivity is of concern, I don't want to use the input and I want to make sure the output is cut really steep and really low and with as much linear phase between the components and ensuring that the total overall system latency is not too much. So I don't want to be using input and output, but it also gives input a lot more, how do I say, it has more taps, so it's probably going to give you a lot more accuracy. But in the case of something like let's say a line array where you want to make sure the high frequency is coverage is extremely tight and down to, let's say, 800 or 1000, because the minute the wavelength becomes bigger than the component diameter, let's say the mid range or the LF or something, you're going to have it spilling all over on the stage. So the advantage of this is that you can do it if you don't need to do any crossover with FIR, then just do it on the input then and ensure that it's not affecting, you're not using one channel for a delayed speaker or a speaker in different like a home theater setup where you have probably a surrounds separate or something like that.
Good.
So if you have 4 speakers in your a home theater or something, I would probably use the outputs because all outputs would probably be the room interaction again is there, right? So based on the position, your room would interact, and then you would probably want to cut some frequencies at the listening position based on the position of the speaker with respect to the listening position. So the room would interact with different speakers placed differently towards your listening position, and then I would use the output to kind of make sure at the listening position they're pretty okay and not, and then use the output. But whereas if it's something like a dual 15-inch like an JBL SRX 725 over a 728, yeah, ऐसा कुछ application में, I would probably just use the input on the tops and that's about it. Does that make any sense? Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, Sajak ji is happy with your answer. So yes.
Okay, so let's just quickly, since we're already at 340, and I wanted to try and show aligning and summing of subwoofer with this thing on AU Lab, but let's just quickly, and phase inversion what Rajesh was talking about. तो बहुत जल्दी मैं two-way box को अगर देखूं, let me just see इसका, I'm gonna एक इसका सब EQ में जल्दी निकालने वाला हूँ, and on the input मेरे को ये bypass करना है. So मेरा output 1 पे मैंने speaker connect किया है, and oh, I've switched off the amplifier. Just hold on, I'll be back. Hold on. Input is back on, amplifier back on, sorry. And ये छोटा सा ये छोटा सा स्पीकर है जो आप देख सकते हैं कि आई नो द क्रॉसओवर इज समवेयर अराउंड इन द रेंज ऑफ 3.5 किलोहर्ट्ज जो मेरे को मालूम है, which is why I was checking the impulse response to just make sure that थोड़ा सा you can always move it by +-1 to make sure the peak arrives on time. और ये बहुत ही छोटा स्पीकर है, and I'm not going to waste too much time except showing that it's got a passive crossover. मैंने सिर्फ एक ही चैनल यूज किया है. As you can see, I've just used output 1 out here. It's got a passive crossover built in. There is nothing to expect and nothing extraordinary, but just to show you, you can do it on your जिसके अंदर crossover built in already. So I'm going to copy to ASCII and come back here, go to my wizard and open, sorry, I'm not saved by impulse response. Hold on, sorry. And let me just quit. Has everyone understood rephrase? I don't want to get into, I'm just closing it.
Okay.
So again, I'll just, instead of saving multiple files, I'm just going to open an existing, it's not opening, but anyways, notepad and pasting my impulse response and say home speaker. Wizard, open home speaker. ये हमारा response है home speaker का, just quickly to show you, not to like get too much. And again, it's magnitude phase, ye wo, blah 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 blah. Let's just say, or let's just keep it at 4 since it's a new speaker, and I want it up to 20,000. Magnitude phase, 124. Let's just try 1/12, and calculate FR. Did I normalize it correctly? Anyways, I've normalized. You guys understood concept of normalization, so I'm not going to.
Karan, there was a question on this thing. In this particular window, the green thing that you are saying, the green trace, it is the inverse of the magnitude trace.
Correct.
Right?
Inverse.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So that is what's going to be the filter's response, really.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, I didn't save store. I didn't do the zero adjust. Let's just save some time. I want to try and cover aligning the subs and the tops as well. And I don't want to save it. I remove the bypass and take a quick measurement again. Have I done it? Oh yeah, I've done a decibel offset. That's why it's giving you a level. So let's just keep both at, this is also, I want to keep it at, Rajesh, is there any shortcut to keep it at both? Okay. So this is,
just hit
what's
Y,
that?
Control Y, Command Y.
Okay, I put both of them at 4 dB offset, so it's visible nicely. And like I said, it's, I guess everyone is clear that we applied it to box with a passive crossover built in as well. So दोनों एप्लीकेशन में हमने किया, हमने एक पैसिव बॉक्स को भी लगाया जिसके अंदर पैसिव क्रॉसओवर बिल्ट इन है, और उसके पहले हमने जो दिखाया वो एक एक्टिव स्पीकर भी था जिसके जो लाइन एरे में बहुत बार आप देखेंगे कि आपको एक एक्टिव स्पीकर दिखेगा. Is this part okay with everyone? Any questions that we?
No questions yet.
No questions as of now.
Okay, so basically you can do this and that, and just before we go on to aligning, what Rajesh wanted to do, just before that I wanted to show you the जो हमारे routing में जो है जो एक तो FIR import, you can view the FIR file whatever it is. So this is the view, and another important thing I really want to check is if you see the impulse response of an FIR filter, it is pretty much even on both sides, whereas जो आपका regular impulse response होगा, जो ऊपर का window आप देख रहे हैं, आप हमेशा देखेंगे कि ये एक side, मतलब उसका जो भी information आ रहा है एक ही side होगा, whereas FIR filter में आपको दोनों side you're going to see some ripple. So that's one way of looking at it, but I don't want to get into why, but you'll see that this is centered out here and you're getting ripples before and after. And one of the reasons is it uses information in your existing samples to create a new information. And I don't want to get into too much this thing because even I honestly don't know too much in depth of FIR, just the basics that we did in engineering. But yeah, so this is जो हमारा regular impulse response है, जो हमारे speaker का, और ये जो हमारे FIR filter का है. You'll see some ripples on both the sides. It's very characteristic FIR filter ka ye impulse response, and so this is the jo hamare magnitude apply kiya hai, and then the phase, don't worry about it. This is the group delay, and bahut jaldi agar aapko dikhana hai ki how we can do it, so you need an ASIO card, and then you need to set everything in measuring. It gives you some basic. Agar if you don't have smart, if you've not bought it, आप measurement microphone के साथ, don't worry too much on the ceiling. It should be more than 2 meters to ensure that the reflections are kind of eliminated. तो आपके speaker के ऊपर 2 मीटर के ऊपर reflection होना चाहिए. Measurement microphone से speaker तक 3 मीटर, height 2 मीटर नीचे तक. So it's basically making sure that so इसको एक बार आपका geometry set है, ये आपका room का measurement है. You can just say okay, my geometry set up, and then just move on to next, and it's going to tell you that this is how you connect your sound card. Pretty simple. ये बहुत ही easy you know solution है. This is if you have your own this thing. So last bit, do we have 5-10 minutes to? Yeah, okay.
Can you
Pretty much on.
this quick question, can you export the FIR filters from Marani?
Yes, you can.
You can.
So you can export it. You can, you know, a lot of things. It's a very good system. Quickly, just to before we move on, I just want to cover some things on the FIR. I'll just cover a little bit on the you know, जैसे कि हम देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे हमने सीखा था कि फिल्टर ऑर्डर जैसे ही बढ़ाते हैं उसका फेज शिफ्ट ऐड होना चालू हो जाता है. So you have 6 dB an octave, 12 dB an octave, 18 dB an octave, and as you keep going up, उसका फेज शिफ्ट ऐड होना चालू हो जाता है. This is with infinite impulse response. And then this is what we had done last time, so I'm not repeating. We don't have time today. So basically, this is what let's say आपका एक input signal है. This is just basically in summary how your FIR input response filters are working. X, let's say is your input, Y is your output, और ये आप देख सकते हैं कि एक high frequency signal is superimposed on a low frequency signal. तो ये जो आप ऊपर का जो रिपल देख रहे हो एक हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी वेव है जो लो फ्रीक्वेंसी वेव के ऊपर सुपर इम्पोज है. एंड इफ यू वांट दिस टू बी द आउटपुट, इट्स एज गुड एज सेइंग यू वांट अ लो पास फिल्टर. आपको हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी निकालना है. आई कैन शो यू द एडिशन ऑफ साइन वेव विद इसका एडिशन हम दिखा सकते हैं, कम एम्पलीट्यूड और हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी कम एम्पलीट्यूड का वेव और लो फ्रीक्वेंसी का बड़ा एम्पलीट्यूड का वेव, एंड यू गेट दिस रिजल्ट. बट लेट्स नॉट गेट इनटू एडिशन ऑफ साइन वेव. बट इसको हम लो पास फिल्टर अप्लाई करके आउटपुट हम ये मिलना चाहते हैं. So FIR filter is basically taking samples one after the other and passing it along one wire. So let's say what you see this Z is your window block size. So it's going to be someone was asking what is the window size of 5 milliseconds or whatever. This is what your Z is. It's actually, it's not exactly delaying after each other, but every sample is going through this window where, you know, the window is open and it captures information as it's passing along that line. So, you know, as X will go, X0 will be the first one to go along the line, X1, X2, X3. Sorry, this should have been X3. I don't know, I named it X4, but effects of doing a presentation just yesterday. And then हर एक जो sample हमने use किया है, उसका ये जो coefficients है, they all are going to be multiplied by different coefficients, and all these samples are then going to be added, and then it's going to be given to you a Y, just your output signal. This is just basically how your FIR filter works. Don't get into too much complication. आपने देखा कि बहुत से 2-3 step में आपको जो desired output है, अगर वो समझ में आया, we have to, you know, talk about the end result, and that's what's going to pay us in the end. So ये जो ब्लॉक है ये हमारा FIR फिल्टर है, एंड डोंट ब्रेक वर्ड. एडवांटेजेस, आप अपने फेज और मैग्नीट्यूड का इंडिपेंडेंट कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. उसका इक्वलाइजेशन आपने देखा बहुत ही एक्यूरेट है, इंट्रोड्यूसिंग ऑलमोस्ट नो फेज शिफ्ट एट ऑल. there's no feedback loop. What happens is when you're using infinite impulse response filters like your regular Bell filters or even your crossover filters, it's using your existing inputs plus a sample of your output of the previous sample. So yeah, again, it's just going to get confusing, and I'll be showing diagrams of what we are doing. And ये inherently stable है. Just take it, ये finite impulse response, मतलब ये samples बहुत ही finite है. Infinite impulse response में we use windowing again over there to kind of avoid it going into infinity, तो inherently stable है. और इसमें आप बहुत से steep filters बना सकते हैं, जैसे कि मैंने आपको दिखाया. Very good. Disadvantages, it's complex and expensive computation, तो आपको उसका hardware सस्ता नहीं है. आप देखेंगे बहुत मामूली processors में ये features available नहीं है. It's a great, if a normal DSP, आपका normal DSP का price अगर 20,000 है, something like this would cost like approximately maybe 60-65,000. So the price, it's computationally much more harder, so hardware is a lot cheaper. I'm aware that chipsets are a lot more expensive. Latency, again, इसका अगर formula आप देखेंगे, is going to be n-1 coefficients divided by twice into sampling rate. So if it's 1024 coefficients, it's going to be 1023 divided by 2 into 96 kilohertz, which is value आ जाएगा 5 से 10 millisecond, and depending on how many coefficients it takes and everything. And again, is the traditional FIR filters are not extremely effective in low frequencies. Uska window size बहुत बड़ा चाहिए and whatever. Just before we wrap up, I want to quickly show you addition of this thing. So I'm going to go back to, let's just go back here, and signal generator हमारा है. I move it back to Soundflower, output 2, and इसका अगर AU Lab को, if I just begin AU Lab, and so I'm going to open my file, which was on my desktop, and I'm going to bypass everything, just play and signal 1. And okay, delay is set. So this is जो हमने देखा पहले starting में, it's signal 1, signal 2, and the sum. अगर हम इसको let's just use one of the signal as a low pass filter and the other as a high pass filter. So if I quickly go into AU Lab and say one of them is, we're not using a band pass, we're not flipping the polarity. Okay, this is a low pass filter.